Hi, friends, to your health, to your healing, to your well being. And yes, this is the beginning of our Osho Medicine Buddha Meditative Healing Touch Diamond. And yeah, I'm just so delighted to go into this incredible theme about pain in the low back, pelvic, sacrum area, and how to transform it, because that's what the medicine Buddha, that's what the natural wisdom from all the cultures have been saying, that we have our own healing ability within us. And for many different reasons, we've lost access to this ability, but it's still there, and it's waiting. The diamond is waiting to be polished and shined and brought into your present reality. And yeah, it's such a big subject, but today I want to talk about developing the inner eye. And the inner eye is so important for everything, but also for healing. It's very important for because the inner eye it can become like a laser-like touch to see the the kind of tense area, the diseased area, or the painful area, or the traumatized area. The vision of the inner eye in Tibet, they have this beautiful symbol of the inner eye, and it's connected to the whole cranial sacral system. So today we're going to be talking about this beautiful, beautiful musical instrument, which the human spine is. And we're going to look deeply into the pelvic, sacrum, and especially the lower part of the spine. So let me start with a nice little story. I was still quite young. I must have been 25. I had been to India one time and been with Osho, studied yoga, studied healing with many people. And one of the things I'd heard when I was there is that the way to transform pain is to embrace it, is to accept it, and is to feel it deeply. Don't go away from it. And that was kind of contra to my whole Western education as an athlete. And it was like, you get hurt and don't think about it, don't feel it, just put it under the carpet, like just keep going. Which, it's not totally wrong, but it's not complete. And so there I was back in San Diego, and I played ball at a place I used to really, only really good players go, and I was still young and quite good. But I came down and I twisted my ankle, and it was, oh, if you've done it, it's such a pain. And and it kind of messed me up on every level, because I was only there for a little while. I wanted to go back to India, and the last thing I wanted was a debilitating injury. And this was a bad one. I could feel it. I've hurt my ankle numerous times. So then, instead of complaining, I had the energy that I learned with Osho and the mystics in India and the Mongolian mystics, which I will talk about in this 6-part series. But so I immediately felt it. I closed my eyes, I relaxed my shoulders, my face, and I just said, welcome. I welcomed the pain, I welcomed the injury, and I said, teach me, show me the way. And my God, I won't tell the whole story, but this injury healed so fast. The swelling went so quickly away. And I learned something firsthand, first foot, because it was my foot, that has stayed with me my whole life. And none of us wants pain, but the Creator gave us pain, but we have to go into the secrets. So again, what I want you to do, I know probably if you have this series that you are in pain right now. And I want you to just get into a really quiet place, get your hands on the area, if it's the low back, pelvic, sacrum area. Soften your breath, which me and especially Anasha will talk about later in this series. Come into the moment and embrace the pain. Wipe away any feeling of resistance or condemnation or anger towards the pain, and embrace it. And then the next step is to start to see the body from inside. Okay, so this is a good shot of the sacrum. You can see all the delicate nerves that come out of the spine, out of the sacrum. And this I also learned in India for the first time, but I've developed it over these last 45 years from many input. Like, that's what I discovered. For me, the springboard was Osho and his vision, but there have been many, many medicine Buddhas before, and there's many medicine Buddhas now. So the information I'm sharing, it's not my information. It's known by all people who have gone deep into the mystery of the human energy field. So you want to see your sacrum, it helps to touch it. Like, I would recommend standing sometimes, feel it, touch it. I would recommend lay on one side and feel your back from the side, lay on the other. And this is the pelvis, friends. So the pelvis is actually two pelvises, left and right, and they fit and then they join together in front. But it's actually two. And the pelvis, every part of the body you can look at from 6 different directions. You can look at it from above, from the inside, or from the left side if you like, from the right side. Look at it from below, and then look at it from the bottom, top, sides, front, and back. So the 6 sides, every bone, every cell has 6 sides, every organ. And you start to develop this, it starts as imagination. I would recommend if you don't have these bones, which most people don't, but look at an anatomy picture, look at physiology, and this is the hip joint. This is a big part of pelvic, lumbar, sacrum pain. And the hip joint also has 6 aspects and a center. Everything has 6 aspects and a center. So if you're having a lot of back pain, feel the front of it, the back of it, the 2 sides of it, get below it, get above it, and then get into the center. And if you do this every day, like the next video will be coming in a few days, 5 days. So in these 5 days, really take the time, and even if it's only 7 minutes, look inside your body, close your eyes, have a picture of the anatomy, of the physiology in your mind's memory, and then see your body, because your body is not like this. This is not me. What I learned by applying these secrets is my spine, it's like my fingerprint. It's different than everybody's spine, but we all have fingers. So it's really remarkable. And this, to start looking at the 6 sides, if you can see the muscles. I've only talked about the bones of spinal pelvic pain. But there's muscles that become tight. Talk to your muscles. Tell them I'm here. I'm not going to run away from the sensation. I'm going to breathe in it. I'm going to accept it. The three first words I heard from Osho, it was on a board. A really amazing yoga teacher was sharing his vision, and I had never heard of Osho. And the words he wrote on the board were, acceptance is transcendence. So I thought about that acceptance, and my whole life was about not accepting, overcoming. And many people make the mistake of overcoming, trying to win against their body. You want to accept it, see it from inside, come into it with your heart, your awareness, and then miracles will start happening. But do this if you can every day. Look from the 6 directions. Breathe, develop your inner eye, and we'll pick it up next with energy lines, with different movements you can do. But start with this kind of inner visualization of your own body. And I wish you really beautiful moments, and it's going to keep getting better. In the very beginning, when you tune into the pain with acceptance, it might, you feel it more because our tendency is to disconnect to the pain. So when you embrace it, it's like, ooh, but stay with it for a few more breaths and it will start to diffuse. And this is something all the meditators have discovered, is that acceptance transforms. It becomes an alchemical force, and then the love and the gratitude come in, and all these elements start to heal you from inside. All right, friends, to be continued.